Some significant Galaxy S25 news has left us dissatisfied. That is because Samsung listed 3 devices in the Federal Communications Commission, also abbreviated as FCC. While that's excellent news because it implies the formal launch is drawing closer, it's also a bit disappointing because it's not 4 new Samsung phones being certified. What do we mean? The gadgets are almost probably the Samsung Galaxy S25, Galaxy S25 Plus, and Galaxy S25 Ultra. So where's the so-called Galaxy S25 Slim? The Federal Communications Commission certification records devices by model number rather than name, and lists the SM-S931B/DS for basic S25, the SM-S936B/DS for the mid-model S25 Plus, and the SM-S938B/DS for the S25 Ultra as new entries. Now, the SM-S931 model number follows on after the Galaxy S24's model number of SM-S921. The casing is the same for the Galaxy S24 Plus. We have the SM-S926 model number, and the Galaxy S24 Ultras as SM-S928 model number. The letter B there implies the certified model is an international version, while DS suggests a dual SIM capability. Now this kept me wondering because, just 1 month ago, leaks have referred to a mysterious Samsung phone with a model number SM-S937B/DS, which has been linked with the Galaxy S25 Slim moniker. While the model number certainly falls in between the ones mentioned by the Federal Communications Commission, and the B suggests it's an international model, why hasn't it been certified by the Federal Communications Commission along with the other Galaxy S25 phones? At the moment, it's unclear, and it may simply be that Samsung is holding it back as it knows these records are public. Or it could be the Galaxy S25 Slim is not planned for worldwide distribution after all, or that the product has been postponed. What else do the Federal Communications Commission records tell us? It doesn't appear like there's going to be any difference in charging speed for the Galaxy S25 and Galaxy S25 Plus, with the pairs certified with 25-watt chargers and wireless charging. The charging specs for the aren't revealed, but it's quite probable it'll employ the same 45-watt charging method as the Galaxy S24 Ultra. The Federal Communications Commission records also claim the phones will include NFC, Wi-Fi, and 5G support as you'd anticipate. One peculiarity is the inclusion of ultra-wideband capability on all 3 international Galaxy S25 phones, but not the US version of the Galaxy S25 as noticed by Android Authority. It means the ordinary Galaxy S25 model will lose out on ultra-wideband RE capabilities that enable digital car keys or precise tracking data for devices like Samsung's SmartTag 2, and you'll need to buy the S25 Plus to obtain the functionality on US phones. Next, the Galaxy S25 Plus Exynos phone has leaked, and a spokeswoman for Samsung Foundry has reached out and addressed a few points. Samsung Foundry's development division's disbanding is part of ordinary business operations and not indicative of the corporation forsaking progress completely. Work on 2nm and 1.4nm production is still underway, and the claimed yield rates for 3nm wafers are said to be unfounded rumors. Samsung may have abandoned Exynos for the whole Galaxy S25 lineup, but the corporation is still striving to make its in-house CPUs a viable alternative. A Galaxy S25 Plus prototype phone operating on what is believed to be the Exynos 2500 processor has shown up in a Geekbench listing. Let's address the elephant in the room first. Is it possible that Samsung may yet develop Exynos versions of its newest flagships for some regions? No, I truly don't think so. Not only are the S25 phones just around the corner, but there's also been zero hint from anyone within the industry that Exynos models are in the pipeline. If that isn't enough, then just check at the scores of the S25 Plus Exynos model. The Exynos 2500 performed a terrible 37% poorer than the Snapdragon 8 Elite in single-core testing, 2,358 vs 3,230, and 29% worse in multi-core operations, 8,211 vs 10,617. Exynos Galaxy phones have struggled to equal their Snapdragon counterparts in the past, but this amount of gap in performance suggests that the Exynos 2500 is not ready to be released. For those out of the loop, Samsung Foundry has been having problems recently and has been unable to boost its yields. In fact, the Foundry has seen yields as terrible as 10% and is cutting off 30% of its personnel before this year concludes. Samsung is also preparing to close down 50% of its Foundry division as soon as it can. In marginally more favorable news, Samsung has dismantled the Foundry's development division. Affected people have been moved to other teams that are working on yield improvement and mass production procedures. This may signal that Samsung is giving up on its 2-nanometer objectives for now and instead focuses on boosting its 3-nanometer yields first. That would be the right thing to do in my opinion. The jump from 3-nanometer to 2-nanometer would not have made as significant of an impact as customers would hope for. It is far more financially sound to first perfect existing in-house chip production before aiming for enhanced processors. We've heard very little about the cameras on the Samsung Galaxy S25 so far, but frequently when a major detail doesn't get leaked much, it's because it's not changing from the previous generation. Or at least, the site believes the megapixel counts of the sensors will remain the same, but notes that enhancements will come to the ISP, meaning image signal processor, through the new chipset, speculated to be a Snapdragon 8 Elite, and that there could be other technical advancements. It doesn't mention what those additional hardware enhancements will be, but it's likely then that the Samsung Galaxy S25 could gain some new lenses or sensors, just with the same number of megapixels. In any event, we take this leak with a pinch of salt, but for now it's all we have to go on. So our best bet for the Samsung Galaxy S25's cameras is that they'll be similar to those on the Samsung Galaxy S24, meaning a 50 megapixels primary camera, a 12 megapixels ultra-wide, a 10 megapixels telephoto with 3x optical zoom, and a 12 megapixels front-facing camera. In the chart you can see more comprehensive information about these cameras, though again, there's no assurance the Galaxy S25 will feature exactly this. It's exactly the same thing with the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus, which is to say the lone camera leak so far implies the cameras will have the same number of megapixels as in the Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus. That doesn't mean that it will employ exactly the same sensors and lenses, but if there were substantial modifications planned, we'd expect they would have leaked by now. So for now we're forecasting a 50 megapixels primary camera, a 12 megapixels ultra-wide, a 10 megapixels telephoto with 3x optical zoom, and a 12 megapixels front-facing camera, just like the Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus. We also believe that whatever the case, its camera hardware will be the same as the ordinary Samsung Galaxy S25s, since the base and Plus models normally feature the identical cameras. The regular Samsung Galaxy S25 won't have as much high-end hardware as the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, but this phone could nonetheless impress. Rumors claim the Samsung Galaxy S25 will have a roughly 6.2-inch screen, and while the resolution has not been released, we anticipate it will be 1080 by 2340, just like the Samsung Galaxy S24, since the rumored screen size is the same. That would amount to a pixel density of roughly 416 pixels per inch, and the Samsung Galaxy S25 is also guaranteed to have a 120Hz refresh rate, given its predecessor did, and since higher refresh rates are normally reserved for gaming phones. There's been some debate about which processor will be utilized, but sources seem to now agree that the Samsung Galaxy S25 will be equipped with a Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is Qualcomm's top smartphone chipset. Multiple reports also say the Samsung Galaxy S25 will have 12 gigs of RAM. That's more than the 8 gigs in the Galaxy S24. But even if these rumors are correct, it's probable there will also be 8 gigs variants. Storage capacity remain unknown for now, but we expect Samsung will once again go with 128 gigs, 256 gigs, and 512 gigs devices. However, it's not unlikely that the 128 gigs model will be ditched, or that a 1TB version will be introduced. We take this with a pinch of salt since we've only heard it from one source, but the fact that we haven't heard further camera leaks really says that not much is changing. Finally, we've heard that the Samsung Galaxy S25 might also have the same size battery as the S24, at 4000 mAh. The Galaxy S25 Plus just went through the Federal Communications Commission in the US, disclosing the capabilities they will give on the connectivity front. Notably, The Federal Communications Commission listing discloses that all three Galaxy S25 variants will feature Wi-Fi 7. Wi-Fi 7 was brought to Samsung's smartphone lineup with the Galaxy S24 Ultra at the beginning of the year, but the Korean company stuck with Wi-Fi 6E on the Galaxy S24, S24 Plus. The only other Galaxy smartphones featuring Wi-Fi 7 connectivity this year are the Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition and the Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6 don't support Wi-Fi 7 despite utilizing the same Snapdragon chip as the Galaxy S24 Ultra globally, for reasons Samsung hasn't stated. With the Galaxy S25 Plus adopting Wi-Fi 7, we think it will be a common feature on all flagship Galaxy devices in 2025. However, ultra-wideband functionality is confined to the S25 Plus according to the Federal Communications Commission filings, so there will still be some variance in connection features. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more tech news and updates. Goodbye.